To defund the police.
Every single day, that uniform, they run towards here when we run away from it.
Guns up! Hey, giddy up, everyone. Welcome to the Failure to Stop podcast. Night Shift, baby. That's right. Anything goes here on Night Shift. So grab yourself a beverage and let's dive in. I don't know. Do you got any hard AF going over there, Eric?
Bro, stupid question.
Oh, I don't have hard AF. I have zero alcohol Heineken. So, but I'm on my third one.
I'm just cool, dude. Cool.
I can't be stopped. I'm raging.
That's
It's a rage. Cool. It's a rager over here.
You know what? Your non-alcoholic beer makes me soft. So I'm drinking hard AF. Brought to you by the boys at Drinking Bros, 8% seltzer, and that's what keeps me hard. 4 shows a week.
Well, your version of hard and normal women's version are two different things. So, all right. Welcome to the show. We are the #1 show where law enforcement meets culture. You have stumbled into the Night Shift edition. We have 4 shows a week. Night Shift is all about topics, sometimes directly law enforcement related, sometimes not, but it's stuff that either way, we feel like cops would gather around in the middle of the night on night shift and smoke and joke about, argue about, get entertained by, laugh at, get sickened by. I don't know, all the above. It's anything goes. And it's Night Shift, baby. So grab yourself a beverage and enjoy the show. If you want to support the show, if you're a regular listener, then hey, we appreciate that. Thank you. You can rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. You can follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever it is that you're listening to podcasts. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. We broadcast live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. and Friday at 11 a.m., both Eastern. So you can subscribe there. You can join on YouTube. We have a membership thing with some extra perks for our that pertain to other shows and our Discord. And lastly, you can also support our sponsors. First of which today is ExpressVPN. And dear ExpressVPN, I am going to do my best to not let you down. I know that sometimes I go off the reservation. I go off script on these ad reads, but I'm focused. I'm a machine tonight. Here we go. So have you ever browsed in incognito mode? It's probably not as incognito as you think. And why would it be? Chances are the browser you're using has made its fortune. That's a lot of money by tracking your movements online. And what do you missed my lip smack. What do these big tech companies say when they're called out for collecting users' data? Incognito doesn't mean invisible. So how exactly do you make yourself invisible as possible online? You use ExpressVPN like we do. Turns out that even in incognito mode, your online activity still gets tracked and data brokers still get to buy and sell your data. One of these data points is your IP address. Cops know about IP addresses because many criminals have been caught because of their IP address. Data harvesters use yours to uniquely identify you and your location. But with ExpressVPN, your connection gets rerouted through an encrypted server and your IP address is masked. Every time you connect to ExpressVPN, you get a random IP address shared by many other ExpressVPN customers. That makes it harder for third parties to identify you or harvest your data. And if it's between my organs and my data, I want my data not harvested. I would rather have a kidney taken out than all my data taken. So that's how intently I take this. It's how serious. Best of all, ExpressVPN is super easy to use no matter what device you're on, phone, laptop, or smart TV. All you have to do is tap one button for instant protection. So if you really want to go incognito and protect your privacy, secure yourself with the #1 rated VPN. Visit expressvpn.com/wolfpack. If you use our link, you would get 3 extra months free. So when you sign up, you will get 3 months free. expressvpn.com/wolfpack. This is also a nice little hack. If Netflix lost your show, but they still have that show in like the UK. Oh, you can't do that anymore? Never mind.
Yeah, Netflix tried blocking it. So.
Netflix. Screw you, Netflix. I'm never letting you be a sponsor
Sometimes
of our
it
show.
works. Sometimes it doesn't.
But ExpressVPN, thank you very much. So if you guys have always wondered about getting a VPN or you've been waiting for a good deal, expressvpn.com/wolfpack. Tonight, we've got a special guest we're going to talk about all things going commando, whether by choice or by force, because I've gone commando in both situations. Have you, Eric? Have you gone commando?
Yeah, dude. I live commando.
Still to this day?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Is underwear overrated? You know, that's the real question at hand. And to help us talk about this and to share his commando stories, we've got Chris Sindania from Thrash and Raid, which he can tell us all about. Did I get your last name right?
Yeah, dude, you totally got it.
Dude, it's the Gooch. The Gooch is in the house.
Like, I know that Chris dude you're talking about, but I mean, you got it. It's sick.
Hey, Gooch, so there's some special kids out there watching right now. One's name is Duke, one's name is Augie, and it's their bedtime. Put them to bed for me, Gooch.
So what's up, Duke? Augie, I'm sure you guys are like super chill dudes, but hey, check it out. It's like time to go chill out in your bed, and like kind of tucker away into like dreamland, It's gonna be sick.
This is great. It's gonna be a good fucking night. Sorry, kids. I didn't mean to swear.
Yeah, good job, Dad. Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, that made their night. Listen, we found Chris. For the folks, the Failure to Stop fans, they call me Skate Daddy Transy. They all know that I'm the Skate Daddy. And my kids love Thrash and Raid. They love the videos. This is a veteran-owned and operated board company. A lot of these guys are special operations, which is why I found them, because as most of you guys know, I was once special operations. I was cool one time, long time ago. And we found this company, and my
guy
kid
who crammed his mouth full of Oreos and went for a run today.
Yeah, because I'm hard as fuck.
That's a special operation right there, man.
That's what hard dudes do, buddy. No days off. But my kids fell in love with these videos, whereas I just did a little buy a little deck because I liked it. But then my kids became all in, and my kids don't have their own phones, Chris. So I hand them my phone on the way to the skate parks, and all the skate parks we visit are over an hour away, and we do this almost every day. So they sit and watch Thrash and Raid videos and a couple of other company videos that I trust because they're in the back seat. And then I see that they go and they hit on 18 pictures and videos at a time. So when you guys see that, that's not me just scrolling through your shit.
Yeah, right, dude.
He's going deep. It's like he's liking posts from 2018.
That was you, huh?
They go through and just hit it all the way down, and they like it all. So, but how did you get caught up in Thrash and Raid before we get started?
Oh man, I mean, it's all because of Gooch, really. I started doing these episodes of Skate Mom, where it's this interaction between this little skater kid and his mom who just doesn't understand skateboarding, and she gets all the terminology wrong, and he's got to correct her on it. And it's a lot of stuff that I know from a personal level because my mom used to do the same thing. So I just kind of brought it out to these characters. And then I introduced Gooch, who is a mixture of 3 people that I've met in my lifetime. And I'm not going to go into full detail about them because, it'll kind of take away from the mystery of this character, But Logan Joyce, who's...
Who wouldn't want to know the character, the Gooch? I mean...
Dude, if you think about it, everybody's
designed to be explored.
It really is. Every crevice, you know what I mean? But I mean, everybody's got a Gooch, figuratively and physically. And if you think about it, you were probably also Gooch to someone in their lives as well. So making all these videos on TikTok, and they blew up on TikTok. So that's where most of them live. But my good buddy Logan Joyce, who's a pro for Thrash and Raid, he saw these videos and he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man, let's go skate. I like the videos you do. Plus, oh shit, you're a vet. Let's do this." So we linked up and started skating. And then I went to a 6 Feet Above retreat, which is a veteran nonprofit organization aimed to stop veteran suicide through the power of connection, through common interests like skateboarding and, the service that we all did. And it brings all these people together. And, you get into these retreats and you're just instantly connected with these people. It's just like you're not skipping a beat, going back to your unit and all your homies are there. And it's just like you pick it up right where you left off, So that was when I first met Benji, the owner of Thrash and Raid. And they're just some really rad dudes, and they all have kind of the same views and interests that I do. We just kind of aligned perfectly. And I got offered the opportunity to come and work with them and create content for them. And it's just been like this amazing ride ever since, man. So
and now you've got yourself into a movie that's coming out. What is this movie? What is this movie I see hints of?
The movie is called Face On. If you'd like more information, you can follow it on Instagram, Face On Movie. It's all one word. But it's basically a very image conscious movie about how we're so obsessed with our appearance these days. And this woman becomes so obsessed with her own appearance and, how much she's not happy with it, that she goes out and she finds like models and actresses that like, oh, she has beautiful eyes, or, oh, she has beautiful hair, or, oh, her chin line's on point. So she starts killing these people and cutting off portions of their face and stitching them together to make her version of the perfect face. And my character
that's the shit I'm into, Chris. That sounds
like a good Friday breakdown.
We don't kink shame on this show, and I'm telling you right now, that is what I'm into. That's the kind of girl that I want in this world.
Well, you're gonna have to watch this movie, man. We'll see if we can get you to the premiere.
What if you made a movie called The Gooch, and somebody would cut up other people's gooches and sew it onto their own
for the perfect gooch?
Yes.
Yeah, the perfect gooch.
That's a good movie name right there. The Perfect Gooch.
The Perfect Gooch.
Starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage.
Gooch off.
Gooch off. It's a great idea.
Dude, so it's Night Shift, right? We always give people free reign on Night Shift to tell a story because this is the shit that keeps cops awake in their cop cars so they don't get ambushed, or those paramedics that are waiting to go save a life. So right now, they are first responders. They're sitting in their vehicles, and they're going to listen to you, and you're going to keep them alive or keep them ready to go. And we always let you guys tell a story here on Night Shift, and you say you've got some stories about going commando.
Yeah, I got a few.
That's what you come up with on the number one police rated podcast. We're top 200 in true crime across the board on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean. I think Podbean we're like number one on most popular podcasts. Baby. You get this opportunity, and you're coming out with a commando story.
Everything that you just said, I've said in my head before I came on here.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm ready. I'm all in. I'm getting hard on this hard AF. I'm all ears, baby.
All right. Well, there's a few different stories, actually. So, it all started out in Iraq. We were in the Al Anbar province. This is a place called Camp KV, and it was hot as shit. I think we're hitting like high 120s this day. So, I decided, look, we're going out to the field. I want to be comfortable. I'm just going flight suit, and that's it. Okay. So, and these were zip up flight suits. You can either zip them up or zip them down, depending on, what area you were trying to get to. And that was probably the best decision I ever made, because I was so comfortable on that field op. Here's the first mishap of going commando. It's early in the morning. Heat hasn't cracked yet, so it's still cold outside. There's dew. I hop into a porta shitter, take my morning whiz, and as I'm doing it, I noticed this big cloud of steam just rising up into my face. And in my head, I'm like, oh shit, that's my piss. Get out of here. So I try to fan all this like piss steam away from myself. And I'm in a hurry to get out. And I just zip that thing down as fast as I can. My dickhead was right there, dude.
No.
Right there. It wasn't like as bad as like the Something About Mary
I was
situation.
just about ready to say, how bad
No.
was it?
It wasn't that bad, but it was enough to where like I felt a shock go through my whole body. And
Oh,
like,
that's the worst. Were you scared? Had you seen There's Something About Mary at that point?
oh, of course. And
Did
that
that go
immediately
through
like,
your
ran through my mind. Like, man,
That's
I'm
the
gonna have
fastest
to
way
go
to
call
melt a
like,
popsicle right there.
oh, for sure. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to go tell my staff NCO that he's got to help me like unzip my dick out of this thing because I don't know how bad it is. And I take my flak and everything off to check it out. And luckily, it was just the tip. You know,
Medic!
Yeah, it's one of those times when just the tip is like really, really, really bad. And so like it drew blood. You know, it wasn't that serious, but serious enough to where like, oh, my dick is bleeding.
So then you have
Maybe
a scab on your dick.
Draw first blood. My penis head did.
Now, if you have
That's
a
the
scab on your
Sylvester
penis,
Stallone
then all
quote.
your friends are going to think that you have an STD naturally.
True. So I kept it under wraps. I didn't say anything. You know,
You're so
that's
embarrassed.
such a hard thing to
Ashamed.
heal because you know you get a cut like on the grooves of the web of your fingers, like it doesn't heal because of all the movement, right?
Right.
Well, you know, my dickhead gets smaller and bigger as time goes
Yeah.
and it's not progress, so it made it really hard to heal. But
Freaking shapeshifter over there.
exactly, that's exactly what it was.
I always hated that too, because like I would always get when I was in the military and I was overseas, anytime we got in the Humvee and I was a gunner, a lot of the times, I would always get a Hofnar, like just from being in the vehicle. I don't know what it is, but it was like when I was in school, I used to get the Hofnars too. Hofnar being the hard on for no apparent reason.
Mm-hmm.
Or hard on for no apparent reason, the Hofnar.
During
And,
the middle of the day.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm riding on a
In
bus,
a Humvee.
yeah, it's a Hofnar, dude.
It's the
Are you
vibration.
sure you just weren't attracted to the other soldiers?
See, that
I
was
don't
my
think
issue.
so.
That's what was really going on inside that porta john. Was like you woke up, rolled over next to your bunk mate, and decided you
thinking
needed to
about
go
it.
take care of this right
Yeah.
now.
I don't
keep
know-
this all pent up all day, you know.
I don't know what
go
year
through
you were in Iraq or what year this was, but when I was deployed in 05, and the porta potty is like where you went to jerk off. So even if it's like 110 degrees outside and I see a porta potty, I immediately get hard because that's where my brain goes. Like, oh, there's a porta potty. It's 120. I know what happens at
I know what
120
goes on
degrees
in
in a
those
porta potty.
things.
I know what's going on in there.
Gosh, so glad
It was the only place, Mike. It was the only place. And I loved it when you got into the porta potty where they had drawn like a pencil drawing of like a female's lady parts. So you could have something to
Dude.
look at while you're in there. That was always a
That did
plus.
it.
Yeah.
And people
right,
would always
so-
add on to it as you go, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a real piece of work. Deployment art. And that would have been a good exhibit to go see. It's like if
It's a
someone
good
like
coffee
cut
table
those
book
up.
right there. Just
You know,
take
that-
pictures inside the porta johns.
That should be an art exhibit. It really
should
should.
be.
Just a porta john with all the deployment
actually make
art.
a
Porta
But just
John
it could be anything. It
Make
could
a
be like
really funny calendar.
yeah, like like if you cut out like parts of porta potties or like the back, like the rubber mats on turrets, like any gun turret you get in that's been over in OIF or OEF, like has like some kind of ridiculous drawing on it, whether it be like a dick or like a picture of or like a sketch of like an airplane hitting the twin towers, like I don't know, like whatever dudes do when they're bored up in the turrets, they doodle up there. Be cool, like take all those doodles and put them in like an exhibit, like a war
agree.
exhibit, and people would be like, "Man, there's a lot of dicks in this exhibit.
A lot
There's
of
a
dicks.
lot of dicks in this exhibit. Why is that?
I don't know. Like I've never been good at drawing dicks, but I know people who are like aces at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
I
also
don't
people
even
that they're eerily good at the details because that's we've talked about this before. Like as cops, everybody, well, I would assume almost all cops have a notebook on them, right? Keep it in
Yes.
your pocket. Like you're constantly using your notebook every single call. You're writing down a name, a birthday, whatever, and you would get somebody's notebook when they were in the shitter or something like that, and then you would just draw as many penises as you possibly could on the back side so that like when they flipped it, then
Oh,
that's
yes.
like then it would be visible to the person there. So you got some
Genius.
poor lady that's like reporting her husband just beat her in the gooch. And
Flip it over,
so
it's right there.
it's like, are you really gonna show me a penis right now after my husband just whipped my gooch? Like, this is like, it's like, I don't know what we were thinking. It's not really professional, but it happened.
But it's accepted across all platforms, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when those Navy guys out in California got in trouble? They were flying and they drew the dick in the air, like above San Diego.
Oh,
They both got, I don't know if they got like an Article 15. It was a big deal though. But there was two
I do remember
pilots
that.
over San Diego and they like flew up and drew like a big giant dick in the sky, like right over Coronado. It was,
See if we can
you know,
find that, Elijah, if we can put it on the screen.
dude, it's so
That's
it's
awesome.
so good. And the crazy thing is like I remember being in Afghanistan and we went to go this is like 05 and there was the old Queen's Palace and it got like shelled and rocketed like a whole bunch. And so we went in there after it had been shelled and rocketed, just kind of like go and look at the destruction in there. And there was like a bunker that somebody had created inside of the palace, like maybe the king's guards or whatever, the guy in there had his old guards. And there was a picture of the Twin Towers in this little bunker. And between the Twin Towers was a huge dick. And the plane was hitting the head of the dick and not the towers. I have the picture on my phone. And it was like an uncircumcised dick. So an Afghan drew it. And I was like, dude, I was so excited. I took a picture of this with my full kit on. I was like, dude, these people are just like we are. Like, there's some asshole sitting in this bunker, like waiting to get fucking ran over. And he was like,
it's drawing penises that brings the world together. Oh,
Yeah.
here's the picture of the
So much
Blue
joy and
Angels or
comfort
whoever
now.
did this. It's
there it is. There it
Oh,
is.
man. That's
Right
what I
over
call
San
having
Diego.
your head in the clouds.
Yeah.
They can't prove anything.
Yeah.
They couldn't. I don't know how they could.
They're just doing fly patterns that look like an uncircumcised
Yeah.
penis.
So this incident didn't deter you from future Commando. You felt like this wasn't an end to that practice or adventure. This was just the beginning. This was like, okay, now I know what not to do and how
Right,
to
yeah.
navigate this moving forward, right?
Yeah, the pros totally outweighed the cons for sure. It was just so comfortable, And then, so I got back to the States and I just kind of kept it going. And it really wasn't until like, I don't know, 3 months ago that I started toying with the idea that I should wear underwear on more of a regular basis.
More, not all
more
the time.
So
Just
we're just talking about small
more.
progress here,
What? Yeah, but what's motivating that? Why do you feel like you should?
Because I'm getting older, I guess. I don't know if that makes a difference. I mean, it could be all these embarrassing moments that I have because I wasn't.
Things are
wearing
starting to
underwear,
sag, so you need to
could be
protect
Yeah.
the distance.
Once the nuts start knocking the knees, and you kind of got to do something about it,
I could just feel him like in that Gooch voice being like, oh, today I need to put on some boxers.
Yeah, I think today, I think I'll slap some on.
I'm gonna grow up. So did you skate like Commando? Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's super dangerous.
It is, and I still do. I feel like I can't skate like with underwear on. I just feel so restricted, and I start to overheat, and I just
Plus, it's easier to do tricks when you have 3 feet.
exactly.
3 legs. Yeah.
When you have the kickstand in there, balance is way more better.
All right. So, like, when like, are there more Commando stories?
Unfortunately, yeah,
Okay.
there are.
Okay.
So, all right. So the first one, like this was like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. I was pretty big into like CrossFit at the time,
Right.
So
Here we go.
go to the gym and I'm wearing like my favorite shorts, like my absolute favorite shorts.
Wait, so
Okay.
you went to CrossFit Commando?
I did, which I had done every other day.
You were never kicked out? There was never any indecent exposure charges?
No, never had any of those. It's just
Okay.
like, no one knew. I was the only one that knew.
Oh, so the Asian thing is true.
Yes.
Do you think that was part of the allure? You were the only one that knew? It was like you knew
Probably.
it was like wrong?
It's like
Yeah.
the girls that walk around with butt plugs in all day.
Exactly,
I don't
or
think
they're like,
those are the same. Nope. That's not the same. That's different.
Okay.
it's the same in spirit, I think. I don't know. I've never actually walked around with one of those.
Okay.
So
Me
I
either.
couldn't tell you, but running is a different story. But you know, so
Well,
we're getting into this workout, and it was like part of the workout was doing a clean and jerk. You know, you bring the barbell up and then you squat all the way down, and then you come back up, and we're all kind of just lined up in a row, so we're just organized and out of each other's way. And I go to do my first one of the set, and when I get to the bottom of the squat, I hear this. It literally sounds like a balloon, like a Mylar balloon popping. And I'm like, man, I have way more range of motion in my ass right now. And then I'm like, oh shit, this means that my asshole is just like out for the whole gym to see. So I drop the bar and I immediately look at the girl behind me. And when I look, she looks like this. So I'm like, oh man.
Like she's beneath you looking up?
Like she's looking away to not make me feel uncomfortable at the fact that she just saw my asshole in the gym.
Yeah.
So
What was the sound that you're talking about?
it was the sound of my seams just busting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 I thought you might have prolapsed your anus.
Oh, no. Thank God. No, that's not what happened.
I thought she literally saw your asshole, like it came out.
I'm pretty sure. Because I mean, there had to be so much tension on these things that by the time they just like I'm pretty sure my ass cheeks were just like, oh, finally. You know?
Freedom.
So I dropped the weight and I look at the dude who runs the gym because it's like a big thing if you don't put your weights away. Like you got to do like burpees for every pound that you don't put away. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I can't put these away, but I'm going to see you tomorrow. And I just like scurried out of there. And that was the first time that I've been exposed in public due to going to
the last time I did CrossFit.
And that's how Gooch made it on the sex offender the registry. So I have a similar situation that happened to me. I was real big into surfing. I was on my high school surf team for a little bit, actually.
Whoa. High school surf team?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Before I switched over to the new high school, the L&D Nice had a surf team and you could try out for it. And I mean, now listen, I was 100% the Gooch of my high school. This was my high school, my yearbook picture. Can you see that?
I can kind of see it, but I get what you're going for.
Okay, so I was like Spagoli is what everybody called me. And I graduated high school and I started to attend college. And I thought like my first college class was at like 10 a.m. So I would get to the beach around 7 a.m. and I would like surf for like an hour or two. And then I would head to class. Well, I was late a couple of times. And this class was like an intro to computer class. So the instructor was kind of a dick. And he was like, look, Holmes, if you're here late again, I'm locking the door. You're going to be shit out of luck. Don't be late to my class again. Like it disrupts everyone. So yeah, there's the picture there. That's hanging on my parents' wall. That's the Gooch. So I get out of the water around like 9 o'clock, which gives me an hour to get to the college, which is only like 10 minutes up the road. So I get out of the water and I'm stripping down. And I realize I have zero clothes to wear. Like I forgot clothes to wear to school. I had a shirt and I had socks, but I had no shorts or pants and I couldn't go in. I was wearing a wetsuit, so I was free balling. So I had nothing, like no pantalones at all. So I put my wetsuit back on. I paddle back out in the water to a group of guys. I'm like, guys, listen, I have to go to school. I'm going to get kicked out. Does anybody have any clothes I can borrow? Like, I just need a pair of shorts or pants, or whatever. One dude was like, hey man, I've got a pickup truck. It's a silver Silverado. In the back, there's a pair of bright orange baggies. They've been back there forever. Just throw those on. I was like, dude, lifesaver. Thank you. So now I'm running late. I run back, go to the truck. I see the fade. And like, they must've been in the back of this truck for a hot minute. I take them, I put them on, I head to school. I get there and I'm leaning back in this chair, like a computer chair, leaning back. And I feel these two girls in the front of the class had already kind of made eye contact and giggled. And they turned around like 2 or 3 times. And I thought, wow, these girls must be really into me. I had the long hair. It was a little bit wet, a little salty. I was like, dude, this is cool, man. Like new in college, already ringing in some chicks. And then they get this guy in on it. Now this guy's turning around looking at me. I'm like, what is these fucking, like, why is everybody looking at me? Like, so I lean forward and I feel something extremely cold on my nuts. And I look down, dude, and the whole scene of these trunks are missing. I'd been sitting in this classroom for like 10 minutes with my balls just open to the world.
No shaft, just balls.
Not to no, because it was cold. It was winter. I was wearing a wetsuit, so my shaft was still like it was like a grape.
stomach.
It was like a grape smashed between two apples.
Wow. That's unfortunate, dude.
It was cold, Chris. It was really cold.
Dude, I'm not gonna say that I have it any better, man. So
All right, continue. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
no, that's fine. So that's that was the second time I got crabs. No,
Okay.
just kidding.
That was
So-
the second.
The second time I was skating.
Okay.
And like I think it's a common thing when you skate and you like rip the crotch of your pants. I don't think that's like a very surprising thing, but usually you're wearing boxers and it's just like at the seam. It's just like a little hole, like, oh, he must have been skating. You just ripped the crotch a little bit. But we were at this skate park and like it was significant to me because my son was there with me and he's like, hey, I want to go skate with you. I want to do this. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like I get to skate with my son. This is going to be badass. So we go there and we're skating and like he's doing his thing. And I see this little handrail. Like, I don't think I had any business going on it, but I was like, I'm going to hit a board slide on this handrail. And I went for it. I bailed. And in order to catch myself from falling, I had to take this giant step forward. And that giant step, like not only like ripped the seam, but it ripped the actual fabric, like to the left of my nuts. So like everything from like my left pocket down to like my entire left leg was just like exposed, including like all of my associates just out in the world to see, and I landed on my back. So I'm laying on the ground like this and both everything's out. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like looking for my board to like cover up with my board. And like, I finally found it. And like, I literally spent like a good 5 minutes after that, just like hugging my board so I don't expose myself to the other little kids in the park, just looking for my son so we can get the hell out of here.
You and Skate Daddy will get along just fine out there.
And I'm like, oh, come over here, Chris. Get a treat us at Skate Daddy's bag. That was a good trick. Come on over here to
Hey, kid, this
Skate
is a
Daddy.
Gooch.
Get you a fruity snack there, Gooch.
I'll take a fruity snack.
That's why they call me Skate. Well, keep going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, so the funny thing about these stories is that, like, I rip my pants, my balls come out, and I find a way to get out of there. That's pretty much it. But I mean, I finally found my son, so I'm like, dude, hey, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. Like, why? And I was like, I moved the board a little bit, and he was like, oh my God, Dad, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, Dad.
So,
Dad.
so you'd think that, like, with those 3 incidences, that I'd be like, you know what? It's time to start putting
It's time
underwear
to
on.
start wearing underwear on. But no, because that's why you brought up Commando. So I'm guessing that you don't learn from these lessons and you just go down the same path, almost like our leadership in today's politics. Just can keep doing the same fucked up thing over and over again until we get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
So what happens next? Like how does it escalate from there? You've shown your privates to a CrossFit gym. You've shown your privates to a bunch of children at a skate park. Me as a cop, like, I don't believe in coincidences at this point. I'm taking
At
notes.
what point does this become a pattern?
Yeah, well, like I've got
my master plan.
I've got a modus operandi here. This guy is exposing himself all over the world. He's like a intercontinental exposer. We've got Iraq, we've got CrossFit, we've got
There's like
kids
pencil
skate park.
drawings of the Gooch, like Heisenberg in Breaking Bad. It's like everybody's like trying to catch this guy. No one knows exactly who he is.
And I'm just giving myself up here on the podcast. I'm gonna have a knock on my door later on.
He's gonna get swatted. Okay, so you've exposed yourself to children at a skate park. What happens next? Where does it escalate from here?
I mean, and all these like occurrences are, years apart. So like enough time passes where I think this is never going to happen to me again.
Which is also what every serial killer says, right? Like it's they don't like just do this like week after week. Like they wait years and they're like, I got the hunger again. I want to go kill. You're like, I need to expose myself. All right, continue.
Yeah, but I mean, I never really lost the hunger though, apparently, because like I kept on not wearing underwear because it was just so damn comfy,
Yeah, I got you.
That sounds like a good album name, Hungry for Commando. By the Hofnars. The B-side.
The board slide commandos.
So another situation that happened is I had to go in for a fitting. I was doing this TV show and I had to go in a day early to get fitted for my wardrobe. And you'd think, I have a little bit of common sense. I'm going to go and change my clothes, and around these people, I should probably wear underwear. And I came to that realization in the parking lot when I got there. So I'm like, okay, you know what? They got to have a bathroom. Like, privacy is a thing. I'm sure I'm not going to have to change. And for these women who's going to, size me up and dress me for this part. So she gives me my pants and everything. And then she just sits down right in there in front of me.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm supposed to change. And the only thing I have to cover me from changing is the clothing rack that has all the different clothes that I'm going to try on. So I have to tell this person, I'm going to go change behind these clothes over here because I'm shy. That's my reasoning. I'm not going to tell this person I'm not wearing underwear. I'm going to try all your clothes on with my dick and balls and rubbing all over them. So that's what
These
I did,
twigs
man.
and berries are going to roam through the forest free.
Exactly.
Dude,
yeah.
So I had this, again, going back to my younger surfer days, I'm a different man now. I'm no longer
Are
that
you,
guy.
though?
Yeah, I'm the different guy. But I was about, I guess I was 15 because I wasn't quite driving yet. And there was two really good surfers that my dad had surfed with a few times, and they were good friends of my dad's, and they were in their 20s. They were in their late 20s. They were probably 24 or 25. And they had come into
when he had you.
Well, my
And you
dad,
were still
no,
surfing.
my dad was in his probably late 40s. These guys were in their 20s. They were just guys that surfed. It's like skaters, man. Just because like CrossFitters, man, 40-year-old CrossFitters hang out with 20-year-old CrossFitters. Skaters.
So basically,
hang out
now you're just surfing with wheels, is what you're telling me.
I don't do shit. Obviously,
I saw you on your Instagram skating and falling.
Yeah, obviously, I don't do a lot. Actually, that was at the end of the day. My legs were complete gel, and there's a lot of really great clips of me on the half pipe. So, and that's like a 6-foot half pipe, or maybe taller. It feels taller, but I think it's.
I'm gonna come in June, and I'm gonna drop
taller.
in like it's nothing.
Always feels taller, but my legs were like jello at the end of the day, and that was just a funny clip. But anyway, so my dad's friends, they come up from wherever, and my dad's like, "Hey, Eric, do you want to skip school today and go surfing with these two guys, which are kind of like legends? Like, they are really great skaters. I mean, surfers, really, really good. And everybody knew them at one time. They were kind of like legends of the area." And I was like, "Dude, those guys are coming in town. Of course I want to skip school and go surfing with them." They haven't seen me surf since I was 8 years old, and I sucked back then. And, at 15, you're really into it. You want to show off, So they come to the house, they pick me up. And the place we were going surfing was out on an island. It was called Guana Island. And there's nothing on Guana Island except a gas station. And that was it. If once you're on the island, you're on there. There ain't nothing else out there. Well, we get up on the island and I got to take a shit real bad. But I'm not going to, these guys are in their late 20s and they're taking me as a courtesy. So I don't want to be like, "Hey guys, can we go to the gas station and take a shit?" And then miss 20 minutes a good way. So I was like, no, what I'll do is I'll wait till we get to the ocean. We'll paddle out. I'll get off my surfboard and I'll just shit in the ocean. I've done it 1,000 times. Won't be a big deal.
So
And
Mike
dude, come on, you're killing this global warming problem. It started with you and your surfing friends.
bro, my shit's
shitting in the ocean.
Anything compared to what a whale shit is. You want to think about a big shit. Think about a
humans weren't
fucking
meant to be there.
humpback shit. So
It breaks the ecology.
this was right after Easter.
That's way worse than peeing in a pool.
And I had got
That
these
stuff washes up, man, onto the shore.
Dude, the salt water kills all of it. Relax. It's
I'm disgusted. I'm never going in the ocean again. I'm not going to water anymore.
Well, don't worry about it.
Taste for water.
You're from Michigan. There's no fucking beaches around there anyway.
We got lots of beaches, and we've got more fresh water than any other state in the union. Bitch.
Yeah, but nobody surfs in freshwater. Anyway, so
I do. I do it all the time. You should see
People
these.
surf up at Lake Superior all the time.
It's like the North Shore over there,
It's
man.
just like freezing waters. It's super cold.
dude, Michigan sucks.
Anyway, so there you are, 15, dropping
Sorry.
dropping turds in the ocean around your 20-year-old friends.
So this is right after Easter Sunday, and my parents, we were low middle class. And back then, like surf culture was really fucking expensive. Like board shorts were like $65 a pair. If you wanted like a surfing DVD, it was like $60. So on Easter was like the only time I got like Easter and Christmas were the only time you got like gifts. And I got the brand new Volcom. This isn't like 98. I got like the brand new Volcom bright orange board shorts that like were in all the videos. I think like the Bruce Irons and Andy Irons were the only ones wearing them. Anyway, my mom got them because she thought she'd be able to see me from the beach and it would be easier to spot me. So I got these bright ass fluorescent Volcom board shorts, and I'm excited. And I was real skinny back then, so they were a little big, and so I had tied them like double knotted. We get down to the ocean, everybody paddles out, and I wait for them to catch a wave, and then I try to undo my shorts to take a shit. I can't get the knot out. Can't get the fucking knot out. And I'm diving under waves, trying to get this knot out. I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm not wearing underwear. I'll just shit and I'll shove it out the side of the board shorts. So I'm holding onto my board. I shit and I get it to come out the side of the thing. And I'm like flushing it away with my hands. By the time they get back, I'm like jumping back on my board, sitting on it. And I'm like, dude, I'm good. I'm good. So I'm ready to catch my first wave and totally show off. I was sitting on a little bar of wax. No big deal. Get on my first wave. I rage. I fucking have a great day. One of my best days ever. Killing it. The waves were amazing. We surf all day. We get done surfing. We go to the beach. We cross over this highway back through this little trail in the woods to a very small parking lot that maybe could hold like 4 cars. Like this is a secret spot that nobody knows about. And these guys haven't surfed there in probably like 5 or 6 years. So there's not going to be anybody around. So we get back in the woods. This convertible, this Mustang convertible with like 3 hot babes comes into the parking lot. And they're like, oh my God, is that BJ? Which is the one dude that I was with. It was like 24, 25. And he's like, oh, what's up? And he says his girl's name, and all the girls get out and they're hugging the 2 dudes. And I'm 15 trying to act like I'm in my 20s because these girls are obviously in their 20s. So I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm good. I'm just kidding. So I wrap, everybody's talking and hugging. I wrap the towel around my waist to start shimming my shorts down. I'm trying to act cool. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long, BJ. And then she goes, what the fuck? She looks down at my shorts. I had no wax in my pocket. It was a bar of shit that I'd been sitting on all day that like petrified. And it was like a perfectly round pancake of shit in my pants. And she was like, oh my God, that's shit. And they're like, did you shit yourself? And I'm trying to act super cool. I'm like, no, oh my God. They're like, bro, what the fuck, man? So I'm trying to like get the shorts off, take them to the trunk. And they're like, what are you doing? They're like, throw those fucking things away. You're not getting in our car with, how did you shit your fucking pants, dude? And I'm like, there was nothing I could say. So I had to go throw away the $65 pair of badass board shorts. They take me home. My dad had like went fishing all day or something with his other buddy. And so they were having like a little fish thing going on in the backyard. And they come home and like, instead of them saying like how good your son did and how he ripped and like, you should be proud as a father of him. They were like, dad was like, hey, how was it, boys? And they were like, dude, your son shit himself. My dad was like, what? And they were like, dude, he totally fucking shit himself. We made him throw away his board shorts. My mom was like, not the new ones I just bought you. Those were $65. And I was like, yeah, mom, I'm so sorry. I was going to put them in the trunk. He was like, there was shit in them, Darby. That's my dad's name. And my dad was like, why did you shit yourself? And then they were like, it doesn't fucking matter. So anyway,
dude,
there you go. If I had underwear, I could just throw them.
Yeah, but you wouldn't normally wear underwear with board shorts.
No, you don't. You don't do that.
Yeah.
But
what
sadly,
are you going to do?
Eric, that reminds me of another story that I didn't have like on the docket for today. But we're going to go there anyway, so sorry.
Let's go. We've opened the doors. It's time to step into the jaws of death and kiss the lips of danger, Chris.
Man. All right. So I'm like 17, I think, and I'm at this girl's house. I'm trying to get things going with this girl, Yeah. And I start feeling this little gurgling in my stomach, but not like a shit gurgle. It's more like you have an immense amount of gas in your stomach right now, and you better rip this ass before, you get into trouble. So I'm like, all right, I'll try to just like let it slide.
Did you have underwear on?
I don't remember. To be honest.
So probably not. Based
Probably
on your
not.
history, probably not.
I mean, this is before the Marine Corps, so there's a good chance I had underwear on.
Okay.
But
so what happened in the Marine Corps to hurt you so bad that you decided underwear was?
He just said it. It was Iraq, 120 degrees. He said,
"Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I want less clothing." Okay, so
I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to let this fart go or not. And I'm like, you know what? Let's gauge this girl out. So I'm like, oh man, I think I need a fart. And I'm expecting her to be like, oh, you're so crazy. Go ahead. I want you to be comfortable, you know? She goes like this, ew, no, don't. And I'm like, fuck. I better not fart. This has become really serious now. So I'm like, okay. I wait like 15 minutes and I'm like, you know what? I got to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Why did you just go in the first place?
I don't know. I was like, we're probably in a moment. Like it was a good part of the movie where like I could put the move on, you know what I mean? But it just wasn't happening because like I had this thing just like pounding down. Like we're getting out of here.
They're watching Passion of the Christ.
I wonder how many people have actually made out to that movie.
Oh my
God.
God.
There's gotta be a couple that have made out during Passion of the Christ, and I don't
They're
like
watching-
them.
they're
Whoever
watching-
they are, I don't like them.
They're watching Passion of the Christ, and it's getting to the crucifixion part, and he's like, I gotta fart. She's like, no, don't.
Yeah, this is the best part. You better not fart. All right, so I go in the bathroom and like I let this fart out. Like I managed to do it so it's like quietly because her room's like right next to the bathroom. If it wasn't attached, like it was so long ago I can't remember. But then as soon as I let the fart all the way out, like obviously the shit that was pushing the air is like, hey, I'm here now. We need to get this done.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I've been in here for like 30 seconds. I think I can like knock this bad boy
Do you
out in
normally
another 30
talk to the
seconds.
shit in your stomach? Is that normal? Like where
Yeah.
your shit pressing down the farts and you like talk to you like, all right, boy,
Yeah.
are we doing this? And you're
Okay.
like, yeah.
If you could hold on for like another half an hour, you know, that'd be cool, you know.
And
But
that's,
this
I'll
one
treat
wasn't-
you.
that's when I drew a penis on her wall.
I should have done that.
Oh,
So-
okay.
I'm like, okay.
Did you
we're
draw a
gonna get
penis
this
on my
done.
wall? No.
I did not. I don't even have that color pen. So
Yeah.
So I think I get away with it. I sit down on the toilet. I get it done like that.
Okay.
I flush. I wash my hands. I dry them off. And as I'm drying my hands off, I look at the toilet, and the main turd is still in the toilet. It doesn't want to go down.
No,
So like I
hate
wait
those.
for the water to fill back up, and I'm like, one more flush, we're good to go. I flush it, and I literally just watch this fucking turd spin in circles in the toilet. Not
Dude, that
like
is the
going down
worst.
at all. Like
Was it like horizontal and it was like a helicopter propeller, just like hovering
Pretty
above
much.
the hole? Okay.
pretty much.
You
It's like-
usually have to break those in half to get them to go down.
Sometimes you just got to shove your hand in there and wash them off, dude.
you know, you're right.
Sometimes, like there's more than once.
That's
Oh my
happened to
gosh.
me multiple times.
Dude, no.
Yeah, dude.
It's like
I don't
Black
think-
Hawk Down. It's like black turd down.
Black turd not down.
Not down.
Yeah. Yeah. This turd's not crashing. Okay. So what happens?
I don't think my brain was fully developed at the time to just
No.
reach in there and break it apart and wash my hands and be done with it. So in my mind, I'm like, I got to get rid of this turd somehow. It's not going to go down the toilet. So I wrap a bunch of toilet paper around my hand, and I'm like, this thing is getting out of here one way or another because I'm trying to get
Oh
things
my
going tonight.
God.
So I reach in there and I grab the turd, and I kind of like shimmy the toilet paper around the turd, and I'm like, oh, this is really wet. I need to get more toilet paper to just compensate for the moisture, you know? And I'm like, all right.
I didn't account for
fuck do
enough
I-
moisture absorption.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm standing there like, what the hell am I going to do with this thing? So I put it in my pocket.
You
I'm
did not.
I put it in my
Stop.
pocket, and I'm like,
You
I'm going to go
did
outside and just gonna
not.
chuck this thing. I put it in
Yeah.
my pocket.
Okay.
That's the only thing I could think to do. My fragile 17-year-old mind, like, I'm
Dude.
just thinking about getting laid potentially, and like, I'm just
Not
in the right frame of
anymore.
mind.
There's no chance now.
Mm.
Just wait.
Well, hold on.
Just wait.
I walk out of the bathroom. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get something out of my car real quick. I go out of the car. I get in the middle of the street, and I just chuck this thing as far as I can down the street, and I just like rid it of my conscience, you know. And I go back in. I wash my hands, and it was a good night after that.
Hey, she
Didn't
still
change-
suffers from
didn't have-
UTIs to this day.
You didn't have extra pants or something like that you put on. There was no lingering odor from shoving the turd in your pants
Toilet
pocket.
paper is probably a barrier, man.
I didn't go back to check.
She died of a kidney infection, Mike.
I
Oh
should
my
look her up actually. I should look her up to make sure she's doing okay.
Chucked a turd.
The
Dude, I threw that thing, man.
It's like when a cop comes
Like an
after you, you
Olympic
got
event.
like a dime bag of weed in your pocket. You're like,
No, I actually just have a a turd wrapped in a bunch of toilet paper.
What'd you just
Down
throw?
for that, right?
He tossed something. Get him.
Yeah.
What'd you throw?
Dad,
What'd you throw over there? Turd,
you would have
sir.
told that story to me, and I would have been
Yeah,
like,
right.
yeah, right. Let me go see this. I would have walked over there and be like, okay, you sit down there, Gooch. Have a seat.
Hey, rookie,
Cross
grab
your
that
feet.
thing.
Cross your feet. Put your hands on your knees. Let me go see. We'll see about that, smarty pants. We'll see. We'll see, wise guy. We undo it.
Yeah, but see, the only difference between yours and mine is that you got caught, and I went home
Dude,
happy,
that's right.
so-
You went home happy. This makes sense. Like, I've always had this thing about Marines. Like, when somebody tells you they're a Marine, they're like, well, they have a thing. There's a thing. Just like state troopers. There's a thing. This is your thing, dude. Like, only a fucking Marine, pre-Marine would come up with some kind of shit like that.
Well, going
fuck
down
you,
the
dude.
path to become a Marine makes sense when you hear that story. Like, if I had to pick which branch you were going to end up in,
Yeah.
It was
that
destiny,
would've-
man.
that
was
would have been it.
That was in his oral board. They're like, tell us a time that you were stressed out and that you were
How you
presented
overcame
with a
it.
problem and you overcame this problem. You're like, well, there's one time. And he's like, we're going to smoke the gooch right out of you.
That's
And
the
now
true
he's Chris.
definition of adapt and overcome right there, though.
There's your
So-
next Thrash and Raid video.
We don't have, thankfully, anything involving poop and no underwear. I do have an underwear story, but most of the time I wear no underwear. If I'm going commando, it's usually in my ghost bed. That's when commando. That's when I really dial it in. 'Cause
You
I
let
can
that
stay hard while staying cool.
you let that cooling technology just aerate your
Wash over.
bowels. You let those cooling sheets just
A
cooling
vortex of cooling
down.
technology sliding along the surface of my gooch
Imagine-
upward.
I feel like I
Imagine
need
being
a
in
ghost bed now.
Imagine being in Iraq and it's 120 degrees and you just get to take off your flight suit and rest those balls on a nice, cool ghost bed, which is why we love GhostBed. They've been a loyal sponsor for the last 5 years, a sponsor of the Drinking Bros for the last 5 years, sponsor of us for almost a year now. And everyone raves about them. Listen, if you go, we got like 1,500 reviews written on the old iTunes. And I would say at least 500 of them, somebody mentions GhostBed in the fucking reviews.
For sure.
Mainly because we have the best ad reads of all time. Why we like GhostBed so much, Gooch, is because they're made in the good old help us out. USA. USA. USA.
Now you're off like I used to
well,
be. It's okay.
You guys will never ever make any of the Rocky movies because you can't get that right. Every mattress has a 20-year warranty. Some even have 25, and you could try them out for 101 nights, not 98, not 99, but 101, baby. If you don't like it, you can send them back. No hard feelings, but you won't. Again, that cooling technology, so you can stay hard AF, while staying cool. Right now, GhostBed is offering 40% off GhostBed bundles where you can get the mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off of everything if you use the promo code DrinkinBros. Go to ghostbed.com/DrinkinBros. You can buy a mattress for like $35 a month, 0 down, 0% financing, plans up to 60 months. And that's if you have Gooch credit. It's if you have Gooch credit, you can get all those things. Go to ghostbed.com/DrinkinBros today. Sleep's so good, it's scary. Scary as throwing a turd down the street. So if you can get laid or not,
Which you will. Which you will.
but you will. And look, if you want to bet on it, baseball is long. 162 games.
We're going right into it. We're doing a double. This is a back-to-back. It's a double header, folks.
162 games of baseball. That's a fucking lot. That's a lot of baseball. Look, I like baseball. You like baseball there, Chris?
I'm more of a hockey guy, but please continue.
God damn it. Couldn't do it for your battery. Couldn't be an actor for 5 seconds. You son of a bitch. 162 games of baseball is a lot. And it could be a grind, but you can put the excitement back into each and every single game with MyBookie. Run lines, money lines, props galore. Nobody gives you more opportunities to win than MyBookie. Getting started is simple. Deposit $300, play with $200 instantly. Just use that promo code Wolfpack, all capital letters, to claim a MyBookie deposit bonus. Whether you're a diehard fan or a newcomer to the sport, there's never been a better time to join the MyBookie family. Go ahead and sign up today using promo code Wolfpack to secure your first deposit bonus up to $1,000 with MyBookie. Whatever you put in, they'll meet you halfway, all the way up to $1,000. Bet anytime, anywhere, on anything with MyBookie. I wonder if MyBookie bets on skating events like Tampa Pro or something. They bet on everything.
All I know is I quit my job and live on MyBookie and baseball. Not endorsed but never mind.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I did have to add that.
Well, it was going to come out a lot smoother.
I've got a horrible
in my
shit
head,
story.
but the well, you can save it. But
Yeah, nobody fucking cares. Make sure this audio sounds great and shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Chris is like, oh my God.
Telling me to kill myself.
Yeah.
Past podcast. And I'm not.
Go wipe.
you are
Go
not
wipe
welcome
your
in the
ass
6 feet above
and
in the 6 feet above club. Get out.
Yeah. You're a producer. Better seen than heard. I'm just, now I sound like my father.
I'll mute my mic now.
No, I sound like my dad.
The only time
I'm just
now I've
kidding.
gone commando on purpose, but I have a problem, and I'll get to my problem with commando. Even though I find it tremendously freeing, I have a recurring problem when I do go commando.
I have a question for both of you.
What?
You guys ever put your boxers on backwards? So when you
My
sit down, you
vouchers?
take- when your boxers,
Your
you ever
boxers?
put them on backwards so you can just spread
Oh,
the
yeah.
hole and shit through the hole without having to pull your boxers down?
I don't think I've done that.
No. I've noticed when I went to pull Mike Jr. out to take care of business that the hole was in the wrong, not there.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh shit, I put my boxers on backwards.
But
Okay.
you did that just so you could shit through the hole.
No, no.
Of course not.
No.
Well, only after the surfboard incident, then he was like, well, I better be ready to have an exit point that's more convenient in the future.
The risk to reward on that is just too
It seems
high.
risky. I was forced into commando in 5th grade. No, not by my uncle. That was creepy.
By your teacher, by your groomer, public school teacher.
Right after I ate some cupcakes from some guy in Louisiana. If you don't know what that is, I can't remember. I don't even remember those evil people's names. What was that?
Denny Phillips? Denny Phillips?
Oh, I can't remember.
Fucking his wife jerked him off into cupcake batter, and then she served it to her classroom full of kids.
Oh,
Yeah. Pretty gross.
wow.
What if he just signed off? He didn't even say goodbye. He's like, he just clicks out.
like,
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
He's
No,
like, fuck all this shred the trend publicity. I'm out. It's just not worth it. There could be 23 veterans a day. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here.
So my forced commando story involved only other fellow students, no teachers involved. But it was a lunchroom, and there was this girl that I liked, and there was this competitor, right? Another dude. We were both after the same girl. This is 5th grade, and I go over to the lunch table to make my move because he was sitting at her lunch table, right? So like he's already like one step ahead of me that day. Like he got in there early. He's ahead of the game. And I'm like, man, I got to do something, man. I can't just let this dude sit with her for lunch. I got to, strut my stuff here. So I walk over to the table and I'm trying to like, whatever kind of conversation you make in 5th grade, at that point, I have no idea. This is the early 80s. So I have no idea. What did you talk about then? It wasn't TV or anything. But so I go over there and I happen to have like some type of elastic waistband on my pants. I don't know. My mom probably got me some elastic band corduroys or some shit. Who knows? I don't know. But you could pull the pants down. So he yanks my pants and my underwear start coming down a little bit. So I probably looked like a malfunctioning whack-a-mole game where it's like just a little bit of the top of the mole popped out to whack with the hammer or something. I don't know. So
It was a
I'm
time
just
mole.
trying to impress this girl, and I'm like having to pull up my pants in the middle of this, and that operation failed miserably. It turned out though, I did have her as sort of like a pseudo girlfriend later on, like late junior high,
going together.
early high school.
You were the
No,
alpha
we never
male.
we never like
We get
went
it.
together, but
We get it, Mike. You were the alpha. You were like, I do jujitsu. And she was like, oh, I'm all in.
I wish I knew what jujitsu was back then, but I didn't. But,
Teresa Flober wants to know, Chris, who do you have taking the cup?
Who do I
I don't
what?
even know what that means.
Who
Oh.
do you have taking the cup?
Okay, so I say I'm more of a hockey guy, but not at a conversation level. I don't even know who.
he's like,
I'm gonna
Mighty,
say two
Poor
Mighty
more.
Ducks.
Teresa just wasted her super chat to expose you as a fake hockey fan.
He's like, the Mighty Ducks. They're having a hell of a season this year. That flying V is really working out for them.
Oh my gosh. But when I go Commando, I find the problem is it's super comfortable, right?
Okay.
Super
Yeah.
freeing. I enjoy it. But it's like, what happens when you have like a really sweaty crack? That it seems like the sweat factor goes up higher if I go
you've got
Commando.
like basketball shorts on, it's breezy, man.
Easy breezy. I don't know.
Easy breezy.
Yeah.
If I wear
beautiful.
jeans and I go Commando, I'm very careful
Yeah,
about the
no,
zipper,
Uh-uh.
a la your story. I don't want that
No
to
way,
happen.
dude.
But
Yeah.
I feel like it's just
Chafing.
more sweaty in there when I don't have underwear. Why would that be? There's less fabric, but more sweat.
You know, the best pair of underwear I own is Manscaped. I don't know what happened to them as an endorsement, but we had Manscaped for a hot minute. Maybe it was just a fourth quarter thing. But those Manscaped underwear, yeah, that's my favorite pair of underwear. That's
Really?
a good pair of underwear.
I don't
I
know.
just
Maybe,
fucking-
maybe I just get more sweaty and nervous because I'm living in living my secret.
Look, I was
Good. That could be what it is.
Chris, I was going through
It's
selection.
thinking.
I was going through selection for the Green Beret program, and at the end of selection, you have to do this trek, and it's like, I don't know, it's fucking like 30 miles or something. I don't know. They don't tell you how long it is, but it feels like forever. And I had my underwear had made me chafe between the legs, you know, like in the ABC, the ass ball connector area, the gooch, the ABC, whatever you want to call. I call it the ABC. But I was chafing real bad down there, so I was like, "Fuck this, dude! I'm gonna go no underwear," because like the underwear that was riding up into the ABC was just unbearable. So I went no underwear, and I didn't realize that selection was going to. I didn't realize the trek was going to be at like day 15 of selection, because selection is 21 days, and they can throw the trek anywhere in there they want. They switch it up for every class. And it was raining. It was fucking raining real hard. And when they called us all out of our huts, and I was like, they're probably gonna make us do like a 2 or 3 miler real quick just to get us wet and make some people quit. So I went no underwear because my gooch was really, really hurting. It ended up being the trek, and it started at like 11 o'clock at night, and I finished it at like 10 in the morning, something ridiculous like that. But because I didn't have any underwear on, my dickhead chafed. And it chafed to the point where it bled really bad. And then for like a week after, I had to pick scabs off the head of my dick so that I could pee without it like snaking out all over the place.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
real bad.
Yeah. So it was like crusting over the whole of my dick, and I had to like flake it off and peel it. Dude, it was bad. It was bad.
Man, I think you won everything, dude. That's terrible. I'm so sorry that happened to you, man.
What a
What?
downer.
What
What a
amazing,
Debbie
what
Downer.
amazing bookends. Commando in a flight suit and zipping up the nub, and then Commando on a 15 miles. Is that what you said?
30 miles.
No, it's like
30?
fucking 30, dude. But I don't know how long the
Oh.
trek is. Look it up. They don't tell you how long it is. I think it's different for every class. I don't know how long
That's
it was.
more
for
than a
this one.
marathon. That's
I started it
insane.
at like 10 at night, and it's with 55 pounds dry. So then when you add water and food, it's like 65 pounds. This was back in like 2007. And I started at like 10 o'clock at night, and I finished around probably 10 o'clock in the morning, if I had to guess. But my feet had swelled up so bad that the laces had like kind of cracked the tops of my feet. And so they had like a little wheelchair for me at the end. And again, I thought it was day 15. I mean, I thought this was like day 15. I thought this thing went on for another 6 or 7 days. So I got to the end and was like, I'm fucking done. They're like, yeah, dude, you're done. And I was like, no, I'm fucking done. Like, I got nothing left in the tank. And they were like, let's get you to the chow hall. Well, anytime people quit, they went straight to the chow hall to go eat. That was kind of the benefit of quitting. Like, you got to go straight to the fucking chow hall. So when they were like, come on, let's go get on this golf cart. We're going to take you to the chow hall. And I was like, I don't want to eat. I just want to pack my shit and leave. Cause like all I wanted to do was be a Green Beret, and all I wanted to do was pass selection. And here I am 15 days in, and I got nothing. There's no way I can keep going. And so they take me to the tent instead of the chow hall. And I'm sitting there and I'm like kind of crying. And there's this Green Beret in there, and he was
Kinda
wearing his
crying?
Green Beret. Yeah, I was crying because it was done, man. Like my dream was over. And the guy was wearing his green beret, which I didn't notice. And none of the cadre had actually worn a green beret. They'd all worn like patrol caps. And he's like, "Hey, Holmes, are you doing good? Let me look at your feet." I'm like, "No, man, I just need a minute, dude. Like, I just need a minute." And he was like, "Well, come on, man, let's go get some food." And I was like, "No, it's like, I don't care about the food, man. Okay, I don't care about the food." I was like really emotional and crying. And the guy was like, "Dude, you're done." And I was like, "Yeah. Yeah, you want to shame me for it? What? Go ahead, dude. Go ahead." And the guy was like, "No, man, like selection's over. You finished." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, dude, this is the end." And I was like, "I thought we had like 6 days left." And he was like, "No, dude, this is it. Like you finished. Like the trek is the end, and you just did it." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's go get some food." And I was like,
Did they cut your selection short, or did you just
yeah, they just cut it
time?
short. No, they just cut it short. They cut it to like 16 days. And then you had like 5 days of like to regrouping. But like I was like, "Man, I've been sitting here for like a fucking hour, like crying like a little bitch, and I finished selection. Like that's crazy." Like I thought I was quitting. And then the guy was like walking, he was like, he had me in a wheelchair. He was like wheeling me over to the chow hall. And he was like, "So did you quit?" And I was like, No, I was just, I'm fucking hardcore, dude. I just didn't want to eat.
I just chafed my penis, sir. I was emotional.
I just didn't want to eat, dude. I'm all in, baby. Fuck food. I'd do this for another 6 days. I was just getting ready for the next iteration.
Oh my God. But I put underwear
all right,
on this time.
Wrap us up.
So
You got another one? You got another fucking no underwear story or no?
Yeah.
Give it to me, dude. We gotta send it. Give us one more.
Dude, all right. So this one actually happened like 3 months ago, man. I'm skating with all the Thrash and Raid
How old?
guys.
Can I ask how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 38.
Oh shit!
So
we're
all
the
this,
same age.
all this talk about
Hey,
I'm
right
getting
on.
older. I should wear
God,
more
you look
underwears.
Asian as fuck, dude. Because you look like you're 24.
I'll
Damn,
take
I've
it,
been
man.
talking to you like a 24-year-old this whole time. And like this young buck, he's going up in the world. Now,
Well,
he's
you know,
38.
I'm 38 and I still don't know that I should be wearing underwear on a regular basis. So, it's cool.
All right, so you're skating with the team, guys.
Skating with the team. We're at this place called, I think it's called Avocado Farms somewhere. It's out east of like Pendleton, I think. And it's this really cool mini ramp out there. And I'm like fresh off of a knee surgery. So I'm like just able to really start skating again. So we're out there. I'm wearing my favorite pair of board shorts. And they're board shorts. You don't wear underwear with board shorts. I don't wear underwear with anything, but you definitely don't wear it with board shorts. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm in the clear. And I'm like, all right, I feel my knees feeling really good. I'm gonna go for some tricks that I haven't done in a while. And like the same kind of thing happens. I bail at the top of the coping, and one foot goes, over the coping, and the other foot stays at the bottom of the mini ramp. And I tear these shorts in the exact same spot of those pants that I tore at the skate park. So again, all my associates are just out greeting everybody. And like, there's kids there, there's like moms there. And I'm like, I immediately feel the change in temperature. So I'm like, oh no, not again. I grab my board. This is the same thing. What am I going to learn?
Like we've practiced this. We've trained for this.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and I'm bummed out because I just lost my favorite pair of shorts. My dick and balls have been out for the public to see. And now I'm not going to be able to skate because I didn't bring a change of, pants or shorts. But I like make my way like shimmying over to Logan. And I'm like, hey, Logan, man, you got another pair of pants, dude. Like, I fucking ripped mine and my fucking balls are out. He's
Now,
like,
do you do it in that voice or do you do it in your Gooch voice?
it's that voice, but it'd probably be so much better if it was the Gooch voice.
Okay.
But luckily, he had another pair of pants and, he hooked me up. And like, I even went as far as.
Are
like,
you
one
and
of the
Logan?
moms, she, like, was
Are
that?
you and Logan the same size?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I lucked out, man.
Okay.
I was like, what size are you? He's like 32. I was like, fuck yeah, man. Can I borrow those things?
Damn, 32. God, I'm fat as fuck. I'm a solid 34.
That
More
was
like a
me
36.
like a year ago, dude.
I'm like a 36. Let's be real.
I had to put some work in for it, but
I wear the new elastic shorts, like the ones that had the elastic waistbands now. So I don't even know what size I am. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Now, like, does like Benji and the skate guys, do they give you shit? They're like, come on, dude. Like, we're having a good session here. Everybody's like good momentum, and now you're fucking trying to get some shorts, or is everybody just like, fuck them?
I mean, now they all know that this is what I do.
Okay.
So I'll probably.
So they
get
know
shit
it's a
now.
common problem.
Yeah, but I mean, what they didn't know, they know now, I'm sure, because I'm pretty sure Logan's on here listening. But you know, and it was funny because like one of the moms like saw me like kind of just all like depressed on the bench, like not being able to skate, and she comes up and she's like, "Hey, you know, I have a safety pin." So it's like, she knows, she saw it, she must have seen everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'll try the safety pin.
No,
like,
dude, no, that's too close to the goods.
It really is, man. It really is. And like I tried it, I fastened it together like as much as possible, so like you couldn't really see an opening, and then I just tried to like squat to see what would happen, and the safety pin just went boom, and like the needle was just like there, just like ready, like let me get your nuts right now.
Yeah,
so I was like, it's not gonna work. But luckily Logan was there with another pair of pants, and he saved the day. He saved me that day.
What's it like working with Benji and those guys? I'm a business owner. Mike's a business owner. We do lots of shit all the time. Like Mike and I are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It feels like, right, Mike? I mean, I feel like that's what we do.
Nah, I don't work.
Okay. Well,
I keep up appearances.
Is Benji like?
I'm never busy when you call. I just don't answer.
He watched Breaking Bad in like a week, so not much work going on.
Dude, you piece of shit. You better answer the phone every time I call. Every fucking time. Is Benji like? I mean, is he with you guys skating all the time, or is he more like straight business most of the time?
Yeah, he's with us most of the time. He's in it. You know, he's a lot of the ideas that we come up with, like a lot of those are Benji's, and we just kind of roll with them. And you know, we all put our own creative input at the same time. But man, he's out here with us, so it's pretty cool, man.
And my kids got to skate. My kids got to skate with Colin, not too long ago. And he signed our "We Want You" Raid Brigade poster that you have behind you there. He signed it for the kids. The kids are like all in. And look, it's super funny because my kids, they don't have social media webs. They use my phone, and pretty much they're limited to like drawing pictures or watching skate videos. And because they watch all your Thrash and Raid videos, they want to make videos themselves. So like, we don't ever post them. We've posted like maybe 2 of them, but they will come up and they'll be like, "Hey Dad, Augie and I are skating the rail outside and we thought there's a funny video. Can you come out and film it for us?" And I was like, "Sure." And then it's like terrible. And they're like, "Can you send it to Thrash Raid?" I'm like, Yeah, I'll send it to him, bud. And then like all day, they're like, "Dad, what did they say? Did they say anything back?" And I'm like, "Well, they're real busy. They're like, I didn't fucking send it. I sent that shit."
That's awesome,
they absolutely. They love it, man, and they enjoy being part of the Raid Brigade, and they like the little tasks that they give them on a little website. They take that shit pretty seriously. And so, matter of fact, they did their first skate contest a couple of weeks ago, and they were the youngest kids there. So my 4-year-old was there, my 7-year-old was there, my 9-year-old was there, and they were skating open mini bowl. The mini bowl is like a 3-foot mini bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole bowl is like 3 feet, I think. And all the kids, they were like 16, 17. I think there was 18 people in the open mini bowl. And they were all like teenagers. And my kids just looked like babies. And I was like, man, my kids were so excited about this. And they're going to get fucking like third last, last, and second to last because they're the youngest, you know. And my 9-year-old got third. And my 7-year-old got 7th. And my 4-year-old got dead last. But you know, it was super rad to see them like get called down to the end, and they had their Raid Brigade shirts on, and they were so proud. It's so proud, and they were like,
"That's so rad."
They were like, "Did you send it to? Did you send it to Thrash and Raid, Dad?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What'd they say?" And I was like, "They said amazing job. They said great job." I just was like,
"Man, that is really cool."
So we appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate you coming on.
Oh man, thank you for having me.
You want to
blast?
Okay, Mike, you want to finish off with any underwear stories? You got anything?
I thought you froze. No. I think we're good. Just on your way out, guys. And I want Chris, you can take us out and point people to where you would like to point them to. But we do. AJ in Claytona Beach says 91 in the chat, only 21 likes. Come on, Wolfpack. I agree. Let's on the way out tonight, hit that like button on the stream. That way it lets YouTube know to keep delivering this video to folks. So Chris, tell people what you want to, where you want them to find you, follow you, any projects you got going on that you want them to keep up with.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to follow me, you can go on Instagram. It's Christopher Sandanya, all one word. You can also find me at Later Skater Co. on Instagram. And if you're on TikTok, you can follow me at Skate Department. And for those of you who are in and around Southern California, June 11th is our second Shred the Trend event, which aims at combating veteran suicide. There's going to be live music, food, skateboarding. I think there's going to be some farm animals for the kids. It's very family oriented. You can find all that information at thrashandraid.com. And for more info on the veteran nonprofit 6 Feet Above, you can go to 6feetabove.org.
Underwear optional at all events.
Always optional.
Underwear optional. Underwear,
What's your
always
guys'
optional.
vote? Is underwear overrated, underrated? What's your choice? Let us know in the comments. Debate it with your friends. Take this night shift episode and argue it
Chris.
out with your shift.
Chris, real quick, how old were you when you married your wife? This is for Sarah Couch. How old were you when you married your wife? How old? Yeah, how old were you?
I was 22.
How old is she?
How old is she right now? She's 37.
No, when she met you. No, when she met you. Oh, so she was younger?
Yeah, she's like a year,
Okay.
like less than a year younger than I am.
We were just trying to figure out if your wife had pedo tendencies because you look so young. So if she would have been 23, she would have married you at 22. That would have been like her marrying a 14-year-old. We always try to figure that out. Because Sarah Couch in here, she's like 20.
Who is we trying to
For
figure this
Clint.
out? It's not.
Cool.
It didn't cross my mind.
Eric. Yeah, it's only Eric.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Failure to Stop podcast. Night shift, baby. And tell your friends. We'll catch you next time.